Now returning to that topic we mentioned in our hot comments, Zhou Kehua, the murder suspect shot dead by police early yesterday morning. A massive manhunt involving thousands of police and soldiers had got underway in a remote mountainous area near Chongqing after it was alleged that Zhou shot dead a railway police officer and a woman in the city last week. Later, the police said that the search of the mountains was actually a ruse and they knew that Zhou was in the city. However, he had actually been on the run since 2004 and was suspected of being responsible for up to 9 other murders carried out during robberies. Earlier this year, police say Zhou killed a man who had withdrawn money from a bank in Nanjing, and then last Friday he's believed to have shot dead a woman in the city of Chongqing before grabbing her handbag containing around $40,000 outside a bank. Chinese media have covered the story intensively, and of course Zhou's criminal past and the hunt for him have sparked a lot of discussion online too. Well, to hear what's being said about the whole affair, let's now join our researcher Esther Dang in the newsroom. Now first, Esther, the hunt for Zhou Kehua certainly hit the headlines over the past few days. Now he's finally been captured or killed. What are you hearing in the online community about him and the whole backstory?
Well, first of all, lots of posters are pretty satisfied with the outcome, and that Zhou was finally killed by the police. First, listen to this poster named 日出东海红胜火. He did so many evil things. He deserved to be killed. And this poster from Henan hasn't much sympathy for Zhou either. Here is his comment on iPhone.com. It's really something worth celebrating. Now, and of course, there are quite a number of posters who want to express their outrage and shock at his violent behavior in the past. First, 卧槽匡卢 on 天涯岛 CN. Oh my God, he was really evil, not only robbing but also killing people. And also 素然一 on kittynet.net. He was really horrible. He always had different ways to commit crimes, and it was so hard to predict what he would do next. So dangerous. And also, lots of posters still have plenty of questions to ask, even though Zhou has been killed. For example, 诗事女子 has this question on Weibo.com. Where did he buy his guns? It seemed he had countless number of bullets. And before police announced that Zhou was dead, I also came across lots of comments from net users which show the sort of general fear amongst the people working or studying in places where Zhou was supposed to be hiding out. Like this poster on Sina.com. I won't go back to school until Zhou Kehua is arrested. And also Mang Xiaosuan, who says on Weibo.com. The other day I saw the report that he killed a policeman. Well, I certainly don't dare to go back to school before he's caught by the police.
Well, I guess they can safely head back to school now. So since the police have got to Zhou Kehua in the end, are people happy enough with the way this all panned out?
Oh yes, of course. Like Ping Yu, who is actually from Chongqing, and he has this on iPhone.com. Well done, the police in Chongqing really did a good job. And also this poster from Beijing. We should pay tribute to this policeman. They eliminated a public scourge. But on the other hand, many users point out that Zhou Kehua was at large for 8 years. And I've seen lots of complaints from posters who are unhappy with what they think is the inefficiency of the police. Like 咋又被你代表了, who says on 163.com. Actually, what has shocked us most isn't this manic killer, but this inefficiency of the police. And this poster from Jiangsu can't agree more. The police knew about him even 8 years ago, but still couldn't arrest him until very recently. Over the past years, he took one life after another. The police's inefficiency is nothing but conniving with his crimes. And this poster from 天涯岛 CN is apparently no fan of the police for his own reasons. I asked the police for help for twice. Once because my wallet was stolen, and the second time was because my dorm was robbed. But they didn't give me any feedback. I have to say this policeman really do nothing. But there's still another group who thinks that the public should understand the police. For example, I think the main reason of the inefficiency is the number of policemen in China is still too small. Think about the situation in Denmark, a policeman for every 500 people. But the number changes to 1 for every 10,000 people in China. So how can they be as effective as so many people hope? It's a problem of the whole society. And also, 感性的秋实 says, the police need the understanding and support from the whole society. In recent years, our society has a trend to vilify and defame the police. And on lots of occasions, the authority of the police is limited and they receive low pay. And of course, they don't have a high morale. And the final victim is still Joe Public. And finally, the state-owned Global Times has an article praising what the police have done for society. Without the efforts of the police, China today wouldn't have the relatively stable social environment we have. Actually, in China, social order and public security is one of the best in the world. Police officers have one of the most dangerous jobs. Actually, on average, every day a policeman loses his life in China.
Okay, so finally, Esther, as we said, there's been huge press coverage of this, which isn't always the way in such cases in China. How do net users view the role of the media in covering this case?
Well, when it comes to the role of the media, posters' opinions vary quite a lot. First of all, some net users think it's not right for the media to focus so much on the wanted fugitives' backgrounds, as it may bring unnecessary concerns among ordinary people. Xiao Qing writes in the Changjiang Daily. Through all the news reports, the public became familiar with his past and his crimes, and that magnified the danger to the society, especially for those living in the cities and provinces where Zhou was reported to know well. But on the other hand, this kind of manic killer appears in other countries as well. People don't have to be so sensitive and scared about him. While some others aren't happy with the media coverage of the police moves before they caught up with Zhou Kehua. For example, 就教33 complains. Our national broadcaster is so idiotic. How could they broadcast live about the police efforts to try and track down Zhou? Did they presume that Zhou doesn't watch television? And some others aren't satisfied with the nickname of headshot brother Chinese media used to refer to Zhou Kehua due to the way he was reputed to kill people. First, I'd like to explain that in recent years, there is a trend among Chinese net users and Chinese media to use so-and-so brother or so-and-so sister when referring to internet or other celebrities. The so-and-so depends on the action or thing they are associated with. And the brother or sister is sort of an equivalent to dude. But some net users feel this is a little bit flippant because of the cruel acts Zhou had committed, and so the term is inappropriate. One typical such example is Wei Xiansheng. When I saw the nickname, I thought about the American TV series Criminal Minds. If this happened in the US, the media would be immediately stopped from using this name. Finally, there is a group who thinks that the media can be of great help in cases like this. For example, Milan 1995, who has this to offer on gogopzh.com. Nowadays, with the development of the internet, everybody can become the source of information. So it would have been very hard for Zhou Kehua to hide himself forever. And finally, this poster from caixin.com has this question. The police spent so many years trying to track down him, but all failed. Without the media's help, how could they have got to him so quickly?
Okay, thanks for looking into that for us, Esther. That was China Take researcher Esther Dong with online reaction to the killing by police of China's most wanted man, Zhou Kehua, suspected of several robberies and murders. Next here on China Take, some of the top trending phrases on China's most popular search engines. Let's see what's got Chinese net users curious these days.